we gonna get this thing popping.
Yeah.
Another angle, episode 9, featuring my brother Frank White.
Yo, big up, man.
You know what I mean? Salute, my bro.
Long
Respect for
time,
pulling
man.
up. I know. Respect for pulling up. People don't even know the history.
No,
You know, I remember the very first day I met you, bro.
Yeah, never.
Yeah, not far from here. You voiced the first Da Vinci song that me and Da Vinci born in Jamaica.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So you definitely a part of the Jakal story. You know what's
grateful,
going on.
you
You know what I'm saying? Salute, my bro. Salute, man. I know your time is, top producer, man. You're involved in a lot of people's situations, and especially from the early part. Like how do you decide what artists? How do these artists be ending up on your radar? Because you work with people from even me from the first early stages. Like how you.
Sometimes, and maybe sometimes, well, now that my more grow up well and understand more and more, say, like, like, it's led by something greater.
Okay, it's not even you.
Yeah.
It's like a magnet pulling you to it.
Yeah, so to say, like, the radar, I can't say, yo, all right, I hear everything. But then energy, like, is a different thing for, like, sit down in a studio and make a song together.
Yeah. Yeah.
It and something that way. Because firstly, like music at first, it was not something for entertainment originally. Music. Yeah, music is something we use for worship.
Therapy.
Yeah. And
Worship.
you know what I'm saying? So it's a very spiritual.
Yo, you wanna know something? You might be the very first person involved in music that ever said that to me. And I think we all know it. You know what I mean? But that's a fact, bro. Music originally is a worship channel.
For spiritual.
Yeah, spiritual purpose. Yeah, that's a fact.
That's why music connects to spirit. So
Yeah.
you as a musician can relate.
Nah, that's a fact, bro. Like I hear beats and
it
just
the feeling has come out.
I don't think about what to say. It just happens.
It happens.
So that's why when you said it, I thought about it. I was like, yo, you're the first person that ever even highlighted that. You know what I mean? Word. But that explains why the artists that you work with, the way that the energy connects, because you're dealing with it from a spiritual aspect.
Yeah, alright. So look, alright. So Valiant used to link me in the earlier times, like before I'm bus, and me used to tell him I'm busy. I'm really busy. For real, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I'm telling me I record young, and apart from being a producer, I'm an engineer.
Right.
You know that go like.
Nah, you caught up.
Yeah. So.
And that was a big movement at that time.
Yeah. It's a man, so
that was moving.
the most I could do, I tell a man the truth. Is a man, rather than promise someone and tell him, say, oh.
How did that affect the relationship with you and him now? Like
no, because the first time we come out the studio, it was for the Tommy song, the collab.
Yeah, remember that song.
Yeah.
So that's after he bust and everything going.
Yeah,
everything going.
And then the first song he did for me, was Mad Out.
Oh, that's your song?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the whole rhythm. Maybe learning.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
So
he overs what happened. It ain't
but it for sure. And you know, say, not
can't
work,
Yeah,
that means say, it done this, so.
Yeah, because
I have a pre-Frank and say, oh, them producer boy, post it. Them producer boy, all they want work with man when they big and You know what I'm saying? But the narrative, they kind of did enough time, you know what I'm saying?
No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Music is the energy thing.
And for me, like as an artist, I have to be aware of that
Yeah.
because it's easy for artists to pray and be like, oh, you when I get hot, you don't want to work with me, and then
Yeah.
I ain't working with you then because you didn't
No.
want to work with me when I
No.
was, you know what I mean? So that's a major point that you touched on, even for me,
Yeah.
you know, because I be thinking a lot of time like, yo, man, I know when the thing ringing off when it's where it's supposed to be, where it's gonna
Yeah.
go, that the phone is gonna go crazy, and then how am I gonna deal with that? You know what I mean?
You have to just have a clear space, you know. Cause at the end of the day, you have the business. So,
That's a fact.
so
That's a fact.
you have components of an industry. Just like how if me are the printing, well, you can't print on your hand.
Yeah.
You're gonna need
Yeah, you
paper.
need paper.
So you're gonna
Or
need to
something to
deal
print
with the
on.
man who
Got the paper.
got the paper.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Regardless of his attitude or how you
Yeah.
feel about him,
Yeah.
you gotta deal with him.
Yeah.
You know, and that's real.
Yeah.
That's
So
real.
I mean the time if you look like I feel like we look on time to in at the moment sometimes.
We personalize it.
Yeah, because what we are say or we a man or one of our friend would have say yo, what Jakal but no know say in the long run all outside of music and Jakal.
Could
I just
collaborate and make
yeah.
something happen. It's just timing. It's just timing. All right. I'm real big on timing. I gotta watch Tattooed on Me, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I did a lot of years in prison, so I know what it's like to sit and watch time go and you like everything is moving except for you. And then I know what it feels like
You
to
understand the concept of time.
an extent. You know, yeah, to an extent, because like I know that that's the only thing we can't control.
Yeah.
But I also know that, bro, like timing, it changes things. Like I could walk outside right now and see fucking Jay-Z driving by in traffic, and it
Yeah.
just changes everything, and it just happened to be
Trust
the
me.
timing.
So that's
You know what I'm
believe.
saying? Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't tell you work and
Work and
believe.
believe. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Is it?
Word. So
Yeah.
just the way you explain that and how your outlook on and your approach to it, it makes it clear for me why you're in the position you're in and why you deal with it the way you deal with it. You know,
Yeah.
because you approaching it from a real pure space.
Yeah.
You know, you're not personalizing nothing, and that's a blessing. That's few and far between. Not a lot of people are like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So now, when you see an artist, because you know it's a lot of different components to being an artist. When an artist you start paying attention to them and you hear the music and you're like, yo, the music is fire. And then you start looking at the other things. What are some of the things outside of music that you look for in an artist?
All right. Willingness and ability are the one thing to understand. Because you don't have to know everything.
Right.
But as long as there's
You're open to learn.
yeah, you like to learn.
Yeah.
Them and some like learners. And well I mean if he's a good learner, he's a good you might be a
Or end
good
up being
teacher
a good
too.
teacher for
So might as me a teach you or where you know, you can teach me too. So I saw me learn to um voice the next man what voice fast.
Yeah.
Or I saw me learn to voice a next rapper. You understand what I'm saying? So
Everything is working hand in hand.
yeah, I'm gonna tell you, discipline of course. Cause you see, and we don't say a talent anymore. Cause gone are the days when you did have a talent show and have the winner and them days are done.
The talent shows is all
Like
clickbait right now.
like yeah, like you know, say yo, yeah man, me have a cousin who can sing. Me have a cousin from other country who can sing. Or I know one girl who used to go church with. she can sing. You know, say, all right, if you know somebody in a music, you have to refer them
Right, right.
because she already showed the talent what
Yeah,
she
the
have.
talent there. You just know she needs some support now to
Yeah,
get to
and
that
then
next
and the
level.
grooming.
Yeah,
So after the talent show, you that have, you know, our manager, who will be the first manager to emerge, and then he or she, and then most of the times that person who are want to be the manager have some experience to
yeah,
the music already.
yeah, yeah. Because everybody knows somebody that's doing
Yeah,
something.
so when my cousin was an artist, I'm gonna say, yo, a morning time when him wake up, be a fruits and anything that you see my daily done. Is it
Yeah,
natural
you
thing
start
to fit up
incorporating
yourself
that.
because as an artist, it's not all about in the studio. You're
That
going on the
stage is not
road.
easy.
It's not a normal
Yeah, that
thing.
stage ain't easy.
You
Being
see what I'm
outside
saying? So,
until 5 in the morning and got a 10 o'clock interview is not easy.
worse in our country where first you go.
Yeah, yeah.
So all of them things that you have to fit mentally, physically. You see me? So the discipline and all of them things that a youth now but just come with that and come with a good voice. Yes? And I probably can write damn good. Probably a damn good writer.
Yeah.
But
You got to learn them other
yeah, you
things.
need to
And
grow
you
in
got to be
it.
willing to learn them other
Yeah,
things.
I'm willing to grow. Because you see, learning is one thing and growing is the next. Because growing when you learn something and you
And then you apply
replace
it.
it with the you understand me? You replace it with the bad or the improper way how you used to do it. So
Yeah.
you learn and so you're growing.
Again, something very important you touched on because even with me, I always just associate the two, even though they go hand in hand, but they're not the same thing.
A gang of a line, I say, life is a thing, you learn, you grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it?
That's all you. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so,
You gotta after learning, the next step is growing, which is
yeah,
applying what you learn.
yeah.
So yeah, that's a fact.
You see me? So, because if you look at enough artists in them earlier stages, almost a different person for the better most of the times. If you catch me, I say, because you don't know man about a family and everything. So, boy, we used to go road and the man, no idea. So, your perspective of life and which part you're there in life, or the level where you're there in your life, or the stage where you're there in your life.
Demand certain growth
Yeah.
because I believe every new level, you got to be a new you.
Yeah, so we can't bash at you for say yo, him for the level 5. When by right, him the level 2 or go 3, and him a take him time come up.
Right. And with the right guidance, he gonna make it.
Long as him a grow.
Yeah.
You understand? So yeah, and not just about talent no more, trust me.
That's
And,
a package.
and I feel about again you go back to the energy, the spirit, cause you have some people, trust me, like them put things as to you say, a man they use something. Say I walk with a grudge all producer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What kind of good energy for carry?
Right, right. And people feel that too.
Yeah, people are gonna
People
feel
feel
it.
that
Yeah.
without you even realizing. People
So
feel that. Yeah,
they
nah, that's a fact.
can't go on with them
That's a fact.
vibes and so.
That's a
Yeah.
fact. That's one. All right. I try to learn something from everybody who I encounter. You know what I
Like the
mean?
baby them.
Yeah. You feel me? And something that I heard Prodigy, rest in peace, a rapper. He was like, yo, one thing, one advice that I would give every artist is to not take anything personal. Don't take nothing in this music business personal. And when he said that, I was like, yo, because I used to personalize shit. You know what I'm saying? Boy, but then when I realized like we're all humans and what's important to me is not necessarily going to be important to you. And then even worse than that, it might don't be important to you at the same time.
Just never tell
You
you.
feel me? So it might end up being important probably a few years later, months, hours. But in the moment when it's important to me, I gotta accept and acknowledge that it might don't be important to whoever the fuck else I'm trying to get it to be
Yeah,
important to.
yeah,
And when I accepted that, it made things a lot easier for me, just in life in general. You know what I'm saying? Word. So that's super dope. That's a hell of a thing to know and to be in this business and to move with that knowing. You know
yeah.
what
You
I
have
mean?
to the navigation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because it's easy to get caught up on some personal shit.
Yeah,
And again, it's business. You know what I mean? And when we look at all the business moguls, like,
yeah,
they deal with what you would consider to be their enemies, or
yeah.
they was beefing 2 weeks ago or 2 years ago, and now they got this venture going. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they understand that the effect of,
I think at one point that Samsung I make screen for Apple.
yeah, they making parts for each other. However it go, they in business.
So it go back to the sales thing.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And then you got us as the customers, Team Apple, Team iPhone, and we going against each other, and they laughing, they working together.
You see the thing now with that, and I'm glad you say that. You see that beat a lot of it beat the industry, you know, but it beat a lot of people personally because you understand what I'm saying? You got to listen from somebody who not really know
Yeah,
what going on.
yeah,
It's like you depend on the boat. I remember, you know, if the boat big or if the boat small, you know, once water in it, you know, it's sinking.
it's trouble. It's trouble. It's trouble, bro. That vessel in trouble right now.
Yes, so you have to be careful of the of
What you let in.
what you let in.
Yeah, yeah,
Good or bad.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I have a man who come hype you. I say, yeah man, baddest thing man I want to go then already. You see what I say?
Yeah, set you up for failure.
Yeah, that a go on.
Set you up for failure. Yeah.
You understand what I say?
Mm-hmm.
But you know man can just big you up naturally without even.
Yep, that's something that, all right. I think one of my biggest gifts is being able to give people their glory. Like, yo, you
Yeah
fire.
man.
Yo, I like that. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, that shit over there. You know what I mean?
Like
Even,
what stop if you do that?
bro, if I like it, I like it. And I don't have no problem with nobody knowing that I like it, especially the person who made it.
Yeah.
Because, nigga, go make some more of that shit because I like it.
And
You
that's
know what I'm
something
saying?
that I feel good too. If I do somebody and do something and somebody say, oh,
Yeah, of course,
you know me
bro.
like that.
Because you know you're on the right path. Like you, it's
Yeah, yeah,
it's,
confirmation.
yeah, it's not like you're looking for it or nothing. But
No.
of course, nigga, what you talking about?
Yeah, that's confirmation.
Yeah,
Make you go harder to. Yeah, cause remember when we just like that start. Before me get on a big tune like that. You just have some people see me and say, oh, you're a real thing, yeah. Them thing they just not me.
you keep going.
Alright.
Yeah.
I'm not having nothing wrong with them. You see what I'm saying?
My belief is that I just need the ears. I've never had anybody say, yo, this shit is trash, or this not gonna work, or you know what I mean? It's always, yo, this is. So
Yeah, yeah.
I just know I need exposure. You know what I mean?
There's some thing called exposure as an artist, and we can say this because, like, an artist is something say, oh, give me a rhythm, no, come find some.
I can imagine the amount of text and messaging.
Yeah,
Yeah, you get that.
and I always I try to show them, say, oh, me can sit down and write 30 songs here. I'm gonna mix them same time. I'm gonna give them. What you gonna do with it?
What are you gonna do with it? Yo,
What you want bad mix? What you want? If we don't get bad video too,
yeah, yeah. The
just
whole
to show
package.
you what you gonna do
What
with
are you
it.
gonna do with it? Motherfuckers posted one time, you're not promoting nothing. All right, my experience as an artist is the opposite.
Yeah.
a producer will call and say, yo, need to work with him. I'm ready, man. Already send the rhythm.
Yeah.
And then now I hear the rhythm and the shit, it's infection. It excites me now.
Yeah.
Now I'm a slave to the music. So now this fucking rhythm that made me make a masterpiece to it now. Go record, and the producer don't do nothing with the song. The song is sitting there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like it has to be an energy, a balance where both of us want this.
Both
because
parties.
it's split 50-50. We're both getting half of the process, the proceeds.
So and that's the thing now. You see that they just say there's a lot of things to it. But that our serious thing for real.
Yeah.
But even me as a producer, me have a lot of songs just there. But honestly, would I want, you know, not just have on a hard drive or we don't want to have them put on.
Yeah.
But you see, well, you have to just understand in all stages of the music you have that. Like when like Drake put out the thing, bro, we never know so much vice in Drake, bro. Thinking that every time he put out that, well, not exactly like that, you know.
Right.
Of course, you have demos and ideas, but
Basically,
my work like how we
work.
work. It's a vice.
Yeah.
It's a vice, and it's a vice. And even when them, you know, film them and things, them some guys there and just don't say, yo, you know, probably
Again,
when
timing.
yeah, and then the timing.
Timing.
See, ready more put out now. A 3 year ago, that ready my building. I already more put out now, you know. The Kempsey and Christian building. Okay, we dropped the Raja Wild today. The Baker drop and the Jada Kingdom drop already.
Man.
You see me? But a 3 year ago.
That's the one that Jada got the open verse challenge on?
No. One name you can't tell me that.
Okay.
And the song them on the rhythm, Vice like a year ago. Bob Vice sing song a year ago. Rata Vice sing song a year ago. Oh, Jada Vice fair song ready. Craft Vice sing song ready ago.
Timing.
I'm not sure about timing.
Yeah, timing.
Cause suppose if you say, yo, I knew already where we'll be doing work with.
It's timing, bro. It's timing. In all aspects of it. It's timing. And all of us that's involved in it just gotta accept and respect that.
Yeah.
You know, because the artist gotta know, like, yo, your song that got recorded ain't come out, but that don't got nothing to do with you, and it's just timing. The producer also gotta know that, yo, I did this song with this artist, Bud Mix, shot the video for it. He ain't doing what I want for him to do with it right now, but again, it's timing.
You see what beat?
So it's on both sides.
What beat the music now? In most cases, the song is bigger than the artist.
Explain. Go a little deeper than that.
Alright.
Yeah.
Remember something I explained before, right? Before a man even reach to a certain level, him state don't know him already as the little short youth who can sing, you know.
Right.
If you catch what I'm saying. Or the tall girl who can sing, you know. The whole of that side of town they were she
Wherever they from.
Noir, from the birthdays, all of the little birthday party, them, all of them things. So when she started to call that song now, people know her. If you catch what I'm saying. As opposed
forward in with a fan base.
As opposed to nowadays where I still set music in a way. So might as a man him never voice a song yet.
And this first one.
And him first song, the first time him say something wrong and talk a phone is a hit song what him can even manage. What you
I
gonna
never,
do?
I never even. You got to grow into them shoes, man.
And yeah, but some shoes well big by the time because 2 years, 2 years of work now, you know. And then like one time, you know, where
You
physically
have time.
it did impossible for physically make a billion this between a certain time
Right,
frame.
right, right,
No,
right.
a billion people can say a song one time, brother.
That's a fact.
But we I
That's a
said that.
fact. So you got to
So it's
adapt
more
now.
work.
Yeah.
And them think it's easier work, but I really more work that. Cause come out to them Africans say you want to know the song, but we don't know the artist them. Some bad song. Some bad song. You well want to know the artist.
Can't see him.
Yeah,
Know
them.
who it is.
No, you have to go look, but sometimes that's why you have Shazam. That's why Shazam is a business.
Yeah, yeah.
Because how you gonna know the artist or the actual song name, you know the song, you know. You can
You
sing
can
the
sing it,
song,
but
but
you
you
don't
don't
know the
know it.
right name.
You don't know how
Yeah,
to sing
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Shazam, lift it up right here.
As opposed to back then, let's say 80s coming up, you don't know you have basically one you can count, you actually probably could have count the artists them want to do it. Now, artists are was every day, brother.
Yeah, from everywhere.
From everywhere.
And it's one world because we all seeing it all at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's really one world.
Bro, so me not say Byron come bust big boy. Remember me I tell Gobi, say, yo, Gobi man bust big boy. And then boom, the man bust
Yo,
big.
you,
And them say, nah.
I remember Swanee brought him on Freeway, and we
Yeah.
were there. I didn't even know that Byron was an artist.
Alright.
I didn't even know that. And like the next week, literally,
And that me I try to show you.
you know what I mean?
Next week is a worldwide song. What you gonna do?
Grow into them shoes now.
How to do that?
Now, and I never, that's why I love another angle because I never looked at it from that angle, bro.
Yeah.
Because you look at it like, yo, you get your chance, do the right thing with it. But sometimes that chance happened and it happened in a way where you could have never been prepared for it. So you have to give an artist a space to kind of
It
make
can tell you
mistakes
about the
along the way.
preparation
Yeah.
part of the thing will get skip out. Because when a man say lucky, you know, I really preparation and opportunity.
Right, that linked up at the right time.
You see what I say? Someone I say, oh, you're lucky. I'm gonna have the song, we'll teach them you are here. It worked.
Right now.
You see me?
But if I didn't do it, I
But
couldn't
no,
have pushed. I couldn't have squeezed that shot. I had that gun loaded.
I'm gonna give you an example of what me try to show you now. Look upon the artists them way that say most outstanding. Right?
Mm-hmm.
When you made say a minute. The most outstanding artists them we can think of. Where the music are parts. Them never just get a song and just so. Them are the music from a liquor.
Yeah, it was a journey.
Beyonce sing song from she liquor. She not stop. So Beyonce big. Big like the house now. Big like the whole of Barbican.
It's a fact.
So Beyonce. Who else?
All of them.
Michael.
You know what I'm saying?
Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne a rap around the big man them. And I go on tour with the big man them friend him a little boy.
He was a kid.
So when they come see come find two both like Drake and you know so frightened.
He know what
And
he know what to
season
say.
it.
Yeah, he know what it
When you
is.
see Michael them a build with him from because them know music. They know music in them.
Can't escape it.
No.
Can't escape it.
Most of the greats them. No, that's it.
It took a while. It was a journey.
Yeah.
It was a journey. They didn't just they wasn't breakout
Bieber,
artists.
Justin Bieber, but from my little baby boy, Chris Brown them. All of them big top champion and who never get the youth boss there.
They locking it now.
Them probably did well profound or well known around them place as a youth.
Yeah,
at just the right time and the right ears them never
That
get
brought them
yet.
to the world when the timing happened.
But we look
Yeah,
on
it
all a
was
man like,
undeniable.
but look on all a man like Josh.
It was undeniable.
Josh just sing for him and look who you want. His
I remember
father,
Dashi
son.
at the unruly class.
Alright, all of
I
them
was
sitting there
there
for him
that
and
night.
look for him.
Yeah.
So they see certain thing now. Oh, that's the whole all the stage that him can do. You see me say him more look more
Experience.
craft
Yeah.
to the thing.
Experience. He's seasoned.
Yeah.
He's seasoned. He probably new to a lot of people that
Yeah,
you know what I'm
but
saying, but he's seasoned.
to the fundamental side,
Seasoned.
yeah.
Yeah. Now you definitely gotta. My thing is the music gods have a way of testing who's gonna be great. Like
Yeah.
you, you're gonna go through. You're gonna have to walk through some fire and stand tall and forward out on the other side of it before that real. Before you cement it in and you can never be moved, even if you die right now. You know what I mean? And I believe that again, all the greats, they all went through that period where they had to be so resilient.
Strong.
Yeah, because everything and everyone around them, sometimes everything outside of music, just life was trying to really break them.
Jakal, if you know to fight, build muscle, you have to also, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, fight,
Yeah.
build muscle.
Yeah.
So,
So you don't gotta say it no other way. You got to
yes.
say it no other way.
Fight,
Yeah, don't got
fight,
to
build
say it no other
muscle.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh,
Huh?
oh yeah, phone? Come on, you know, fuck it.
Did I try to tell you how long, but you thought I was
Oh,
telling you to put on your phone. I was
yeah.
like, no. Sorry.
It's all good. It's another angle. I'm leaving that in there. I ain't taking nothing out.
I wonder, what?
Yeah.
You should have said something to me, man.
But yeah, bro, it's like now you just mentioned or you mentioned earlier about a rhythm that dropped or a song that dropped today.
Yeah,
That's a juggling.
yeah.
What's the name of that juggling?
Night cruise, really.
Night Cruise Rhythm.
Yeah.
Night Cruise Rhythm. You know what I mean? How many songs? Or I mean, you know,
The Baker, Nigeria recorded. Well, so far, three of the songs released,
mm,
and we have officially like three more official recordings,
to
but three or four more official recordings. Craft, Nigeria, to name a few. Um,
now, not to interrupt you because you mentioned that sometimes the songs that forward out on the same rhythm they be voiced in different periods,
yeah,
different time frames. Like, how do you decide? Like, you know what, this song because I know you want them all to have like a, you know what I mean? You don't want nothing to be dated or
cohesion.
just, you feel me? Yeah. So that's something that you have to meds as well as the producer or the engineer that's orchestrating the release of this.
You come back to sound design, you know, you go to and you talk about cohesiveness. Sound design.
Do you ever notice that some rhythms bring the same thing out of all the artists
Artist. Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
post
yeah,
on there?
yeah. I
Because
mean, emotion.
yeah, yeah.
So,
A lot of times it's gonna happen that way anyway. You don't even
yeah,
have to think about it.
yeah, because as soon as I say emotion, because you have people who, let's say somebody do something bad to you in the past. Not to say, we must dwell on these
Mm,
things, but
mm.
just as an example, and this is something bad happened to them. It's a bad thing, and it's a sad thing that something bad happened to somebody.
Yeah,
But at the same time, you don't feel bad about it, as opposed to just
something happening to an innocent,
something from
good.
here, something some more direct where you know one emotion you get out that. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
We also have some rhythm to some man do live song from some man do. And it go back to what the vibe of what the artist depend on the
at the
energy.
time. At
Cause
that time.
you be singer, the rhythm cannot say girl rhythm. But creatively and for the contrast,
You go
a
to
man do a gunman tune for a girl rhythm.
and it connect.
And it connect.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a science to it as well.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
It's a science to
And
it.
yes, I can use contrast.
Mhm.
So instead of right, you know what I'm saying?
It's the energy and overstanding music
Mm-hmm.
itself, you know, because some people, well, every artist approach it different.
Yeah.
Some people feel like they're gonna voice and put it out and let it do what it's gonna do, and then you got other people that they purposely like, yo, I'm gonna write this song for this audience and connect with this crowd, and that works. You know what I'm saying? So
Our work first too.
yeah,
And go back to who you know that person.
you gotta be confident in you and just know what your destiny
I
is.
have some man as an artist, them belief is to get new fans or some people as artists, and then you have a next set who believe in to grow them existing.
Feed the existing.
Yeah, so feed the existing so that grow,
Yeah, yeah.
basically. So you
And
understand?
they both right. I try to be a balance of both.
Yeah, cause you can't run either one of the two.
Yeah, yeah. They're both
I
right.
have someone say, yo, today, me I go do what? My mind's from a rock rhythm. Yeah, man, you can say, no, man, you idiot. You know my type of rhythm already.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And you just same type of rhythm.
Yeah. Now you gotta like. I believe that like when as an artist, when I'm in artist mode, it's 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 like two completely different people that's forced to work together. So one part of me as an artist feel like I was blessed with this gift and it's flawless and it's perfect and can't nobody tell me nothing about it because this is spiritual and
Yeah.
that's that. And then there's another part of me that says you have to be a humble disciple to the music and learn along the way to improve on your gift,
Yeah.
you know, and
Both are true.
I try to just let them both express themselves, bro. So I try to
Yeah.
learn as much as I can, but there do be times where I feel like I know it all. You know what I mean? So I try to strike the balance, though.
Understand that.
Yeah, and that I think that make a lot of people like producers, engineers, they may get the wrong impression of artists. Like not just me, I'm sure other artists go through that as well. But like they can get the wrong impression, like damn, this person hard to work with. I can't, but you might have just caught them in that mode when they in that God energy where I'm not receptive to no type of outside nothing, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so but it is what it is, man.
Back then, when artists, I mean, now still have some man that listen to other artists still, you know. Not even as a disrespect,
Yeah.
but them now go play it, should say.
Yeah. I listen to other artists. I play other artists.
I play a lot of things, but
Yeah,
so I know me like to do while my conscious, or if my conscious and say I want to listen to something, would prefer not to listen something from now.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, pick
A
a
lot of
time.
throwbacks.
Yeah, it's a pick a era. And it's gone in that era there.
How I listen to music, I have a playlist like my workout playlist. But outside of that, like I just keep my ears open because there's so much music always
No,
playing around.
naturally, you know.
Yeah.
You keep your ears on,
Yeah.
but as a creative, as a man, you really man,
Yeah.
bro, me don't sound like nobody else, right?
No, because you overs that if you listen to something and you like it unconsciously, you're gonna create something like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of artists sound like each other because
and
they listen.
sometimes it's not easy for you to identify yourself like that, yeah.
Mm.
Obviously, I want the sound I want to know, but
You want your
this is
identity.
the thing now, and it's so weird. So everything. So like back then, what did make a really bad? What did make a really bad back then is a uniqueness,
You could know this is a dancehall rhythm.
No,
That's a rock.
even in a rap field.
In every genre,
Like,
you
like,
could.
like, the, like the, the 50 Cent.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, man.
if you hear the sound like they know the song, the record, you know, so you get me?
You got an identity.
It have its identity.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I feel like a man that says something sound good when no even say drum but alright. Back then when a man say oh you have a bad rhythm, it's a rhythm one unique.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? Okay, go down and use some strings or something unique. You see what I'm saying?
I think what happened
Nowadays
is.
it's a type.
Walk to the earth. That's it. Cut that side of the camera.
What's it swapping?
To the galaxy and swamp.
Yeah, man.
The
No man,
no. I took my door. Yes, sir. The what happened, I believe, when it forward to identity is because it's one world right now. You know what I mean? So we hearing everything from everywhere, and unconsciously when you create, you incorporate all of that into what you were
yeah.
doing, as opposed to like back in the days. If you was from Kingston, you didn't even know what was going on in Montego Bay, much less in England or fucking Russia.
Or Lagos.
Or Lagos. You know what I'm saying? So, but now, bro, you pick your phone up, you know what's going on everywhere, all the time, right now,
When it happen.
as it's happening. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of make it hard for you to have an identity because whatever you like, you're gonna
No, I
incorporate
mean,
it in your thing.
what you show me, Remember, and this how with know, the music, the inner way, you know, and the elements can come to it. So, as to me show you, I really go back to perception because you might have built one bad rhythm, but you have to say it no bad because it, alright, as man a build rhythm, rhythm what we say bad, and the one that my bad to you. I the one that was heavy bass and no.
It's not the one you expect.
Slide. The artists have never picked them one day when you say, oh, this hard.
You know something though? I think that's just a creator's thing because look,
But
as an artist,
but the reality,
because as an artist, the songs that I say, yo, this one is gonna fucking, it don't be that. And it be a song that I'm not even paying attention to, that one is just.
cause we feel like a unique, go back to uniqueness because when you see, you are try to be like that one is bad because it sound like what going now. And it when really and truly people want to
People
hear
want
something
you,
that sound
something
like
different.
way back up that probably want a 70s style. Just like if thing they come out tomorrow, like all a Drake or something. Must like a old school rap type of song. And the once him execute it properly, it probably just hit.
Mm-hmm.
And just refreshing like me, I try to say, yo,
different.
Yeah,
Breath of fresh air.
that me
Different.
I talk about.
Yeah, the contrast.
Yeah,
That's exactly what you said.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's not we know some of the elements in there that we are seeing our face, like in terms of other people creative work or other people work. We are say, all right, we are here already. So you have to alert, especially when you are a build ready, when you are write, when you are sing a song.
Yeah.
Hold yourself and say, no man, the sound like too much.
Yeah.
And sometimes what you gonna do? Like you have to just make the music
Once it
work.
happened, yeah.
Look my all tune like Panda. When you think of future that
Yeah. All of us. I did. I did, you know what I'm saying? Until you had to go back and listen, and then you notice the difference.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And now more I can more notice it now. But we just say that I come to me say no future.
Yeah. And that's why it worked. Well, that's a part of why it worked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's definitely what got everybody's attention. You know, so like I said, there's a science to it that you can really sit down and premeditate and say, oh, this is the route that I'm gonna take and this is how I'm gonna attack it. And once you can hit the target if you aim right, you know. I know you're scheduled crazy, man. I know you know, so I'm gonna ask one last question in closing is like for upcoming producer or engineer or someone who finds talent or help ushers talent or just plays the role that you play, you know, forward and in, like what type of, because people paying attention, you know, it's always like we got our influence, you got your fan base, it's people that want to know, yo, how did Frank do it? You know what I mean? How did Frank White go from grand spend to type of production, having all the young artists popping rhythms, all types of et cetera, et cetera. Like,
You have to start with the people around you. And yeah, you have to just start with the people around you.
what if the people around you ain't supporting you and don't believe in what you're doing?
Well, they can't make that stop you. Go around some other people.
That's a fact.
And work around
With
them.
some other people around you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Somebody does you're there, so, and a 5 engineer them there, so. You go somewhere with not an engineer job.
Yeah. You know something? You know something though, right? That's very important.
Yeah.
Because I saw something on Instagram where there's this guy who plays the violin. And he's the biggest violinist.
And I'm going on somewhere.
And nobody paying attention to him.
Yeah.
Right? And that same night he had a show for the biggest orchestra, I think,
Sold out.
in Massachusetts, Boston.
How much money?
Sold out.
Ticket there.
You know how much ticket? $1,500, $2,000 for the ticket. And he basically was proving the point, like, yo, listen, where you are has a lot to do with how your talent works. Like, you could be the best nigga out, but you in the wrong environment. You around the wrong people.
That's why you have to work with the people that are around you. You have to start there. So other people have to see.
Yeah.
So you have to navigate from where you're not for there.
That's a fact,
to
bro.
where you're for there.
That's a fact, bro. I mean, and that's a
navigation, you know.
Yeah.
And survival.
And reading the signs. You gotta read the signs and pay
So
attention.
it's not about a lottery thing, you know. You have got boom bust tomorrow, boom, bust. Like a bomb.
Yeah.
Like a real bomb bust.
Explosion.
Yeah. Some man feel like I don't some bust. No.
It's a gradual process, step by step. They say it takes 10 years for overnight success.
Basically,
I believe it.
Yeah, because when you meet a producer, I have 2 Grammy. I have a Grammy for Chris Brown and I think one for Usher. So it's like, then they don't give me something for plugins and things. Only for sounds. You know? So when you see my work and I'm gonna feel like a money me I go pay to him. To him stop man.
Yeah.
To him stop man. I'm gonna feel like It's a thing me and link him for it now, because we don't know if I'm experienced that.
Yeah.
Come out from Jamaica, but so when I step on to him, it'll come like a page me a page him. But a page him, I ask him, come get the Grammy then. I want to
I
know.
want game. I'm trying to soak up some game.
I want to know. You know the man tell me, anything you do, you have to do it, just do it every day. Try and do it every day. And so basically, and that every day, it's not every day for 1 week.
No. 10 years, nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
Keep going.
So that 10 years of it overnight, it makes sense. Simple as it sounds, but it really makes sense.
10 years for overnight success, man. Every big artist that we see in front of us, if they really tell their story,
So that me I try
they
to tell
show
you,
you like it.
all of them, we can mark out. I do it from,
Of course.
I just know ideas, you find say.
Know what
A man
happens?
of 3 years of worth of experience alone. And
Reach the pinnacle. But then he still got to do that work and prove himself the test of time, because one of the, like, I always say, getting something is one thing, but maintaining it is a whole different ballgame. You know what I mean? So getting the bus is one thing, but staying relevant after that initial fanfare, and now you're here, they're used to you now, like what's gonna keep them tapping into Jakal, or what's gonna keep them paying attention to Frank White or whatever artist, like I think that's where the real test is.
consistency,
Consistency is the key, and creativity, so that's definitely what it is. Me personally, I learned a lot from this reason in this conversation right here. So I know the people who's gonna see this is gonna, soak up some stuff, bro. So I appreciate you for not only pulling up, but for being so transparent and just giving the game up how it's supposed to be given up. You know what I mean? Like some real shit. So salute, man. Another angle, episode 9, Frank White. Tell them again about that rhythm and whatever else you got forward in.
Yeah,
that's what this is about.
You have the night cruise with him. Out, all that's out soon. 3 songs out so far. Yeah, look out for Bob album.
Bob album on the way. We all looking for that. You know what I
Book
mean?
of Bob,
The Book of Bob, man. Y'all know what's taking place.
Yeah.
Another angle, episode 9. Shout out to OJ, you know what I mean? The great weed. I can't remember what they had, but I know I had that Stunner F3. That's sativa, and it's a vibe, man.
These are the white diamond.
White diamond. You know it's fire when a nigga remember what he's smoking. You know what I'm saying? So salute, man. We here.
Well,
Yeah. That is it.